Hey guys! For those of you who follow us on Instagram, you may have seen our latest post with the amazing news that we won a no expense paid Flu-Cation for 4! That's right, me and all 3 kids are down with the flu. We are on the mend, I think, at least I am. I didn't get hit too bad. It hasn't been fun. Luckily, my husband has missed the germs somehow. He hasn't been home much on purpose. He's been wearing a mask at home and kind of washing his hands and using separate towels. So far, so good. Just me and the kiddos. We all started off, it was my daughter Thursday night started with a dry hacking cough. And I kept her home Friday, and by midday she had a fever and the cough had progressed. It sounded almost like croup, which I thought it was croup, which we've dealt with in the past. It's kind of scary. Like, it sounds like a seal, and then they kind of go when they try to breathe in. It's really scary, but it was mostly the seal kind of barking cough. And then she had a high fever. And then Saturday is when me and her twin sister, Emmy, got it. And again, we started with the barking kind of cough, progressed to the fever, and then the body aches and all that. And then on Sunday, my son got it. And we have all been kind of like, not terrible, but me, Advil's kind of been keeping the worst of it at bay. It's just kind of like coughing, and then Advil took away my body aches and I kind of could function. I've been taking care of the kids, doing a little bit of work on the computer, and the kids have been kind of sleeping most of the day and then on screens the rest of the day pretty much, not really wanting to actively play. But today they woke up fighting and pushing each other around a little, so I feel like they're finally starting to get better possibly, although one of them's currently passed out. But anyway, flu is apparently going around like crazy now. Like crazy on Facebook. Everyone is like, us, we've got it. Like half of classes are wiped out. Like one of my kids' teachers, actually, she went home on Tuesday with a fever and it ended up being flu, and that's the daughter who ended up being our patient 0. So I feel like it started in her class. However, she caught it and then brought it to our family. Woohoo! But here's the kicker. We all got our shots. And I know some people are like, what? The flu shot should keep you from getting the flu, but it doesn't. It doesn't even in the majority of cases from what I hear. But what the flu shot is supposed to be doing is that it really highly reduces the chance of a severe case, of complications that could end you in the hospital or dead. And that is what everyone wants to avoid, right? New York City mandates the flu shot for children in school or daycare under the age of 5. So both of my twins had to get it. And then I went ahead, my son and I also got it back in October. I feel like we all got kind of mild cases because we had the shot, so maybe that helped our immune system to recognize and fight the flu. Who knows? But it's really scary if you follow the news and you hear of all these, you know, there's been 30 something kids have died from flu this year, and yesterday there was one in the news, an 11-year-old healthy boy who was vaccinated died from the virus, like went into his heart or something. And then a few days ago there was one that the virus went into her brain and she ended up blind. So it's pretty terrifying. And the flu vaccine, it's very controversial as far as some people are like, it's pointless, and other people are like, oh, I'm gonna get the flu if I get the vaccine, it's gonna hurt my immune system. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but I have talked to doctors and scientists about it, and they all fully support the vaccine, that it's your best chance against the flu. There's no point not to get it. If you're pregnant or whatever, just get it. Of course, everyone's situation is different. Some people are immunocompromised. Some people have had a really horrible reaction to the vaccine. These people, of course, shouldn't get it. So, talk to your doctor. Don't just make assumptions based on what you see on social media, what I'm saying. And really, I'm not a professional. This is just my experience. I had only had the flu once in my life. In my 31 years, I'd had the flu once. I've never had the shot. And then boom, kids, we've had the flu shot and the flu like pretty much every year. Not me, this is the first time I've had the flu since having kids, but my kids end up getting the shot and the flu like every year basically, more or less. And it's not correlated. They're not getting the flu because they're getting the shot. They're getting the flu because they're in a school covered in flu germs and germy kids, just like they always getting strep. And they've had croup, and they've had Coxsackie, hand, foot, and mouth. They've had a bazillion colds and norovirus. They get all the germs and they get all the sickness because kids just get them. They touch everything, they put their hands in their mouth, whatever. It's unavoidable. So my feeling is like, get the freaking vaccine because you're gonna be exposed to the flu, and having the vaccine is your best chance to fight it. And so far so good. The kids are still kind of hacking, their fevers are waning but kind of coming and going. I'm not giving them any Advil or anything because frankly then they won't nap and rest, which they need to. So they're not miserable, and that's how I feel about fever reducers and stuff. I don't give them unless, you know, if they're upward of like 104. Maybe, or if they're so miserable they can't sleep, then yes. But so far they've been around like 102, 103 fevers, and I just let it ride, and they're all kind of like crummy feeling and resting, and that's what they need. They need to rest. Anyway, that's where we're at. Hopefully we will be better and back to school. I think I'm gonna keep them home this whole week, and it's a long weekend, so by Tuesday they will be like so ready to go back to school. They'll be done coughing and they won't be spreading their germs. That's another thing. Kids just get sent back to school way too soon. I've probably been guilty of this before with colds or whatever, but we need to keep our kids home to stop the spread. This flu is like crazy, going around like crazy. So we have flu A, and I've heard flu B is even more rampant right now. So that's my big fear, is that they're gonna get healthy and go back to school, and then they're gonna pick up flu B, and then we're gonna be doing this again. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more once we're all recovered. I'm gonna be doing a storytelling of how we conceived our twin girls, how we found out we were pregnant, how we announced we were pregnant, the whole pregnancy and the childbirth. It's gonna be like a series, really fun, informative, relatable, all that jazz. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get those notifications. And most of all, stay healthy, guys. Take your vitamins, eat your veggies, wash those hands. Maybe consider gargling with green tea or salt water. Change your clothes when you get home. I don't know, like, get your vaccines. Bye.